Bubba Wallace is in his third year with 2311 Racing. He's recorded a win in each of his first two seasons with the team, but is yet to make the playoffs. Before the start of the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series campaign, team co-owner Denny Hamlin said he fully expected this year would be different and the number 23 would make the postseason. Just last month, after Wallace had been on a month-long hot streak, Toyota TRD's president David Wilson reiterated those same thoughts. However, this week, Hamlin talked on his podcast about who he expects to make the postseason, and his driver was notably absent. Coming into the 2023 Cup season, expectations for Bubba Wallace were understandably elevated after the way he closed out 2022. In the final 16 races last year, the 2311 Racing driver earned 8 top 10 finishes, 4 of them inside the top 5, including his win at Kansas. With that consistent high-level performance, Denny Hamlin said before the start of the season in the debut episode of his Actions Detrimental podcast that he expected Wallace to take his game to the next level and join new teammate Tyler Reddick in the postseason.
Kind of boring.
I know. I mean, certainly we expect him to make the playoffs. Bubba did such a great job finished top 10 in points for us racing in the playoffs. I don't know. Not many people know that 45 car with Bubba driving it finished 10th in points last year in that playoff run. So he did a great job. I believe that, finishing in the top 10 once again in points will still be a jump for Tyler. I think that he at times struggles with race management, and that's what I hope I can help him with, is managing races, because he's got speed. But, certainly at my age now, I know that I win way more races with my head than I do with my talent. So how can we mix those two? And that's when you're really going to get, a potent combination. And then Bubba, just what he's done over the last half of the year was just he's exceeded my expectations of his talent level. Like he started to perform where I thought he was, and then he started exceeding it. And I'm like, wow, he's really, really doing well. So I expect both of our guys to make the playoffs, and I expect both of them to be top 12 in points.
Wallace started the season poorly, with a pair of DNFs at Daytona and California. However, in the third race at Las Vegas, the number 23 car showed what it was capable of, earning a fourth-place finish. After a roller coaster stretch through March and April, Wallace caught fire in May, including 4 top 5 finishes, one of them a runner-up result in the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro. It was easily the best stretch in his Cup Series career, and he rocketed up the point standings to above the playoff cutoff line. Toyota Racing Development President David Wilson appeared on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio in mid-June and discussed Wallace's 2023 performance and offered his expectations for the 2311 Racing driver for the rest of the year.
Our target at the beginning of the year was 5 into the top 16 for the playoffs. We still got 1 to go, and I really do believe that the way Bubba is running, he's not a big road course guy, okay, and he'll admit that himself. But otherwise, the intermediates, he's one of the top cars. So I think, I really expect Bubba to win at least once this year, and again claim our 5th position into the playoffs. And
Wallace has cooled off in the last 5 races since Wilson's remarks, with only a couple of finishes inside the top 20. During that same time, his position in the point standings has also dropped. After Sunday's 25th place result at Atlanta, the 2311 Racing driver found himself 3 points below the playoff cutoff line, his first time to be on the outside looking in weeks. On Monday, Hamlin recapped the entertaining Atlanta race, and with 7 races to go in the regular season, broke down the playoff picture and who he thought would make it. Surprisingly, that confidence he had in his driver earlier in the year was no longer present.
Elliott's in. I don't care how you mix this thing up with 7 to go. Racing against these guys, he's faster. He's got better results, and he's going to get more stage points. So I'm going to put Elliott in. That leaves 1 spot between McDowell, Suarez, Gibbs, Bowman, Bubba, and Allmendinger. On performance, you look at what has performed over the entire season. Suarez's team is the top. It is. It's just the top. And he's not at a deficit. And he runs 5th to 12th most weeks. You know, just performance-wise, that jumps at the page at me. Pit crew, he's got the edge. Points, he's got the edge. Elliott and Suarez get the final 2 spots.
What's interesting about Hamlin's statement on Suarez is it's not totally accurate. The Trackhouse driver has 6 top 10 finishes this season, including a couple of top 5s, the latest his runner-up finish at Atlanta. Wallace has 5 top 10s, 4 of them inside the top 5. But this is a what have you done for me lately business, and that's where Hamlin is more than likely coming from. Wallace, as mentioned, has struggled as of late. To be fair, Hamlin didn't completely shut the door on Wallace, saying his driver could, like any of the others, win and get in. But based on points alone, the 2311 boss doesn't believe his driver will be able to do that in the final 7 races. For Wallace, who has readily admitted in the past to being hard on himself, this can't be what he wants to hear. It'll be interesting to see how he responds, and if he takes those comments and uses them as motivation, like his other team co-owner Michael Jordan did with great effectiveness throughout his legendary basketball career.